Good evening and welcome to Ripon High School, Ingalls Field, for high school football tonight on a Thursday evening, as the Ripon Tigers will be hosting the Clintonville Truckers. The game here on a Thursday before the big Labor Day weekend. These two teams played last season, and Clintonville won that game. But tonight, new season and everything, so we'll see what happens. The Tigers last season lost 43-20. Clintonville plays in the Northwoods Conference. Last week, they were handled rather easily by Marinette, and that final was 51-6. The Ripon Tigers, as you well know, lost to the Laconia Spartans last week, and that score was 22-0. I'm Lynn Krause. We are glad that you're joining us. It is on youtube.com/Ripon Channel, and we're glad to have you along here tonight. With my longtime friend and pal, Marty Ernzer, who's with us here tonight. And Marty, beautiful night for football as usual. And after last week, for the Ripon Tigers, even though it was a loss, I think you and I agree, we have seen some improvement. Maybe not some, a lot of improvement.
You know, we talked about this on the way home, and the best thing I could come up with is like, you know what? They were a football team.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. You look over basically the last decade, and you wouldn't necessarily be able to say that all the time. And they looked like a team that was had their fundamentals down, and they were there to play football and be physical. And it was really refreshing for me to see. You know, you're always playing to win, but if you're looking at improvement of an overall program, I think that was a big step last week, and we're going to find out just how much of a step it was tonight.
Now, for the Tigers, last week, they probably ran, and I didn't count them all, but say about 45 plays. But certainly their bread and butter is Eric Cumber. He ran the ball 26 of those, say, 45 plays, 115 yards, 4.4 yards a carry. He was the workhorse last Friday, and I sort of expect the same thing here tonight.
He was the workhorse last year when Stellmacher got injured, and we were introduced to him for the first time as a very competent and exciting runner. And in high school football, particularly at this level of high school football, if you can't run the football, you're generally in for a long haul.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I thought he had a nice game. I think Ripon found out early on that Laconia's defensive was going to be, you know what, we're going to contain. No, we're not going to let them out the edge. No one's going wide on us. We're going to force them up the middle. And Cumber was getting chunks of, anywhere from 4 to 6 yards a carry. Yeah.
On the defensive side, players who had some really good games, Caden Coots had about 5 tackles, a couple of them for loss. Logan Stewart, I think, led the team with 7 or 8 tackles, and also Logan Bame. And that's 2 juniors and a sophomore. And those kids played well, even though they lost the game. Giving up 22 was not awful to Laconia.
No, and I like seeing somebody other than a senior produce on the field. And those couple guys, it's a Logan thing with the junior and the sophomore, Stewart and Bame respectively. You're right. And then Noah Michael, almost 5 tackles, and of course he had the great kickoff return that we couldn't convert into points. But it's an improving program, and I've just being down on the field now, back to back Friday and Thursday nights. What I'm finding is that these guys are big, too.
Yeah. Well, we're going to find out more about the game tonight. Marty, you were able to go down on the field, talk to Coach Andrew Selgrad. Let's listen to that interview right now.
Coach, we have a game under our belt now. Talk to us about that game. I read the article in the local paper, and Lynn Krause and I were talking about the game on the way home. And we concurred with a lot of your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, we came out physical, which was good. Obviously we didn't want that score. We I thought we could have won that game.
Right.
So,
right.
but it was much improved over last year, and my big thing to the team was we got to be physical, and we were definitely more physical.
You're playing a team that's coming off of a loss, a team that used to be in the same conference with us years ago in I think it was the Eastern Valley. Talk to me about Clintonville. What do you know about them?
They got a lot of very good skill. Their quarterback is very talented. He's fast, he's quick, and he's elusive. He can make plays with his arm and his feet, so we got to contain him.
Okay, so maybe he's the best athlete on the team.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. And that, not to diminish anything else on that team, but he's their primary guy for sure.
The other thing that stood out in my mind looking back at that game a week ago was the juniors and sophomores that were helping out some of the seniors in terms of execution, particularly on the defensive side of things.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
They some of those underclassmen played like seniors.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a year under their belt, and so they had to get put through the fire last year as freshmen and young sophomores, so you can definitely see the growth, and that's a positive thing.
I want to wish you luck. I feel really good about this game. And I'm not saying that because you got two teams hunting for their first win.
Yeah.
I'm saying that because of what my eyes test was last week down Highway 23. I agree. That was a game that was beckoning us to win.
It was. And, we just got to execute. And that's been our message all week. Just execute, do your job. It's hard to correct physical mistakes. It's the mental ones that are easier to correct. So, we spent a lot of time working on that. And
load the wagon, smack the mules, and you had a good week of practice.
Yes, we did.
Excellent. Thank you for your time and good
Appreciate
luck tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hey, we're going to be right back up for the kickoff.
And we want to thank Coach Andrew Selgrad for spending a little time with us, and for Marty for getting that interview in. The Clintonville Truckers, Marty, are somewhat like the Tigers were the last couple of years. They have 17 freshmen on their roster, and a number of them will be playing here tonight, including on the offensive line. So that kind of gives you an idea of the situation that Clintonville is in this coming season.
I think your comment begs the larger question, and we have the anthem coming up here shortly. But during the game, we can kind of talk about this and my opinion on what's happening in football in rural America.
Well, the Truckers are in the Northwoods Conference, along with Coleman, Crivets, Northern Pines, Oconto Falls, Crandon, Manawa, and Shiocton.
Yeah,
that is the conference.
It's a C thing, right? Clintonville,
Yeah, right.
Coleman, Crandon, Crivets. Wow.
I know quite a few of that as well on there. So, so the Tigers, they are looking for a victory here tonight, number one on the season. Last week we talked a little bit about the defense. They gave up 148 yards rushing, which wasn't bad, only about 3.8 yards a carry. But passing, they gave up 88 yards, and that kind of was the difference, and, of course, some of those penalties as well. Let's take a break here as the national anthem is being played by the Ripon High School Band. All right, nice job by the Ripon High School Band. Earlier, the captains met on the field, and for the Tigers, the captains are Eric Cumber, Nathan Hansen, Dylan Martina, and Stephen Brunhofer. For the Clintonville Truckers, their captains include Zach Johnson, Ryan Gauthier, and Briar Hagberg. So those are the captains. Clintonville won the toss. They elected to receive. So the Tigers will be kicking off to the Truckers here tonight. Marty, one other note before we get started. This is just a conference note for the Tigers. Only one team in the conference won last week, and that was Waupun. They defeated Partyville 50-26. Everyone else lost.
Yeah, I saw that. I was doing my homework. You were talking about Clintonville. You know, they're smaller. They got youth, and you know they did what Ripon did. We both went to smaller conferences. Your enrollment is shrinking. Your numbers, therefore, respectively, in your sports or logically are minimized as well. I mean, a lot of people will tell you that football is becoming more of a suburban sport, and it's hard to it's becoming more difficult as years go on to have the numbers to have a team that's competitive in their smaller rural America.
Nick Rosh is the head coach for the Clintonville Truckers. Again, the Tigers will be kicking off. That is Nathan Hansen on the kickoff. And I believe, trying to get that number in the back, but I think for the Truckers receiving is number 2, Peyton Sanford. He is a junior, so he's the back deep athlete for the Truckers as we're just about to get this game underway. And not only that, it is getting underway right on time as it is about 7 o'clock.
Well, that's pretty good for a little town.
All right. Absolutely. So it's uncomfortably quiet all of a sudden.
We're still waiting.
So I don't know what's taking so long, but here we go. We are underway. It's a little squib kick, going to be taken at the 26-yard line, and down goes Peyton Sanford.
He was trying to give himself up, and he didn't quite get down with that knee and with that slide before he got kissed.
Is it harder to slide on turf than it is on grass?
I don't know for fact, but if you're asking me to guess, I would say yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, the Tigers stopped Clintonville at their own 33-yard line where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Truckers under the direction of Zach Johnson, senior quarterback for Clintonville. And he has Levi Wolf and Sam Engel in the backfield. And this one is going to be Sam Engel, left side. Not much there. Good stop there by the Tigers. And getting up off the floor is Stephen Brunhofer.
Yeah, nice job by the defensive front making a pile right away. Getting off the block, making a pile. Minimal gain. Good start for that defense that really I felt was the pretty much, for you look at minutes out there last week, defense did a good job.
99 Will Guthrie also in on that tackle. No gain, 2nd and 10. Waiting the snap, and he's got it. Going to be the handoff once again, trying to get to the outside, but nowhere to go is Sam Engel. Once again, the Tigers all over him. And again, Stephen Brunhofer as well.
Yeah, somebody hit him with a cattle prod. Let me tell you. He came off that edge. He was a man on a mission. Scraped him right off the turf. Nice job. Doing what linebackers should be doing.
That's a loss of 1 at the 32 now. And it's 3rd down and 11. Ball at the right hash for the Truckers and Zach Johnson, the quarterback. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Back to pass, throwing left is Johnson, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Peyton Sanford, but he was covered on the play nicely by the Tigers.
Slightly underthrown or a little misread. Quarterback was laying that more over to the middle of the field, and he was maintaining his position, the intended receiver. Like you're right, though, pretty good coverage. Great job of 3 and out by the Tiger defense.
Noah Michael was on the coverage, the sophomore. So 4th and 11, Clintonville going to be in punt formation. And there's the snap. It's a good one, and it's a decent punt.
Yeah,
High.
it is.
Going to be taken at the 37. Oh, and he fumbled the ball. It's a muff, and Clintonville will recover. That's a tough break for the Tigers. Briar Hagberg got the recovery, and it was Vincent Meek, I believe, who just couldn't handle the punt. And Clintonville
came off his
gets a
chest
second
plate.
chance. Yep.
It was high. I don't know how much, came off that chest plate instead of his hands. It was, an awkward sort of spear by the football, but the defense, who just did a great job. That's not easy. You're coming off the field, you're smiling, you're talking to your buddies about what's going on out there, and all of a sudden you got to turn around, put your helmet on, and start all over again.
From the Ripon 37, 1st and 10, Johnson going to hand the ball off to the other running back, and that is Levi Wolf. And Wolf, maybe a yard. That's about it.
Picks up 1 yard.
So to the 36.
Second down and 9.
2nd and 9 here for Clintonville.
Well, the defense has more opportunities to work on their tackling stats.
Yeah,
that's
right.
for sure, right?
I didn't see who made the tackle on that one, but we're at the 10-minute mark here now in the first quarter. Johnson with runners on each side. This is going to be the handoff.
Oh,
and
did
boy,
he close that?
Tackle for loss. Levi Wolf hit hard, and looks like that's going to be Logan Stewart who made the initial stop for the Tigers.
Actually, Braden Dudzinski hit him low. You couldn't see him. I had waiting for him to get up, but your guy you just mentioned, he came in, hit him high. Braden Dudzinski, just low man wins, and he got into his legs as he barely got the handoff. Good job by that defense again.
Dudzinski is a senior. He played well last week as well.
Yeah, he did.
He was all over the field.
Yeah, statistically, not as many tackles, but made a lot of things happen.
It was a loss of 2, so now it's 3rd and 12, and it's a quarterback sack by the Tigers.
The big fella got in there.
And he is a good-sized man, John Moreno Valdez. And that's going to be another loss of 2 to the 40 to make it 4th and 13. So Ripon's defense very stingy. 3 and out the first time, and now a 4th down and 13 after the muffed punt.
Big gamble, I think, by Clintonville. Instead of playing the field position, they're going for it.
Back to pass Johnson. Oh, and he goes down after Logan Stewart scared him a little bit. Down by gravity.
Yeah, Logan Stewart, that led the team in tackles last Friday night, made him try to change direction. And like you said earlier, I'm asking about the slippage on that turf. Nice job. He gets credit for the sack.
A 9-yard loss back to the 49, and now it's the Ripon 49-yard line, their first opportunity.
The big thing was I thought they were going to punt and then win the battle of field position, make Ripon go a long ways. But
here's Hansen. Cumber right up the middle. He's got room. 35-30 to the outside. 20, and down he goes at about the 14-yard line. Eric Cumber, and the tackle by Zach Johnson, who saved a touchdown.
Great start. Great start. I mean, he shot out of a cannon. He wasn't touched. He didn't have to really make any evasive moves. So that left side of the line, that AB gap where he came off of, impressive.
To the 14, a big gainer.
You can tell Ripon's feeling really good on both sides of the ball here early on in this game. New uniforms, too.
33-yard pickup by Cumber. He's going to get it again right up the middle, and he gets across the 10 down to about the 8-yard line before he is stopped by the Truckers' Sam Engel.
Caden Cooch didn't much care for the underclassmen guarding him out there on the flat. Sent the young man flying.
Brody Lietzau is going to bring in the play. Caden Cooch goes out. It's a second down and about 2. And they're on about the 6-yard line, I would say. Hansen, snap. Cumber again, off right tackle.
Good.
He's got the first down, and he's just shy of the goal line at about the 1. So it'll be first and goal.
Yeah, it looks like he's inside that one. Nice job. That time off the right side.
Cumber the ball carrier.
So the Tigers on the verge of scoring here. It's inside the 1 yard line and first and goal. And this could very well be the Tigers' first scoring of the season as they were shut out last week. Hansen's out of the shotgun. Snap, Cumber, touchdown. A 1 yard run for Eric Cumber, and the Tigers are on the board.
What a great start. What could have been a disaster after muffing the punt and giving a 1st and 10 to the opposition after they were held. Nice job by the offense, or the defense held them again on 4th down. And then the offense, what did it take, Lynn? About 5 plays?
Oh, I forgot to write them down, but
No,
it was
it's all right.
probably 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it was 4. I think it was 4 plays. 4 or 5. Who's counting, right?
Very efficient.
Yes, absolutely. 6:34 with the score. Hansen to do the point after touchdown kick, and it looks good. And it is good. So the Tigers 7-0 over the Clintonville Truckers, and it was all Eric Cumber on the drive.
Nice job up front. He always had, when he got the ball, he wasn't getting disrupted in the backfield. He was the O-line was doing enough job to give him a seam, sometimes even something bigger than that, an alley. And we talked about him averaging just under 4.5 yards a carry a week ago, and he just has added to that average in a very much nice fashion. So 7-0 Ripon. You know, and we talked about that game last week, but you said 22-0, 21-0.
22, yeah.
One of those scores was set up on a turnover by Ripon. So
right.
really the defense, if you want to look at it that way, to me the defense gave up 2 offensive drives for touchdowns last week. And if you do that, if you can, you know, try to hold teams, and with a prolific running back we might add last week for Laconia, if you can, you know, do that, you're going to give your team chances to come out with a W playing defense like that.
Hansen will kick off, and it's going to be taken at the 16-yard line there by Will Heyer. He is just a freshman.
Oh, my.
And he got hit hard right away. Braden Dudzinski.
Yeah. Like I told you, Braden is a good worker out at Lasonia Lynx. He's a good worker and a funny guy, too. And obviously a good football player.
The pickup on the return was only 6 yards. So it's out to the 22-yard line, and Clintonville will start 1st and 10 at that location. The ball's over at the right hash mark. So Zach Johnson awaits the snap. Out of the shotgun, he's got it. And here's the handoff, and wow, right away. It was Sam Engel, and Braden Dudzinski got him before he could hardly get a running shot step in.
I really like the low,
Loss of 2 yards on the play.
the way that Dudzinski in particular is firing off the ball and how low he stays and the way he knifes into the backfield. You know, if you can do that with any type of regularity, you're not always going to be in on the tackle, but you certainly can be a disruptive figure that can mess a lot of things up in an offense.
That's a loss of 2 to the 20, 2nd down 12. Johnson back to pass, looking right. He's going to have to scramble, and he does throw over the top, and it's incomplete. Nice coverage there by Noah Michael, and it was incomplete to number 35, and I'm going to have to figure out who that is.
Yeah, they don't
on
have
the
him.
roster.
Yeah, you know, he was, and 35 was kind of looking to the inside, right? He was looking towards the middle of the field, and that was more of a fly down the sideline, fly pattern that the quarterback was trying to execute.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 12 now. 5:44 remains here in the first quarter. The Tiger defense, this is the 3rd opportunity, and they have done a fantastic job. I don't know if Clintonville even has positive yardage.
Well, you know, Coach Selgrad talked about we got to be more physical, you know, tonight. And I think that message was communicated well to his players, it would appear, here early on. Yeah.
Well, let's see what else we have going on. We mentioned that Waupun was the only team to win last week as Adams Friendship lost to Waterloo 41-0. Berlin, surprise, got beat by Waiawega Fremont 41-40.
Well, you lose by a point in a shootout. 81 points in a game, my goodness. And Poinet handled Nakusa. So, the other thing that's interesting tonight, we're the only ones playing in the conference on Thursday. Everybody else is playing tomorrow night. So with Ripon tonight, you have Northland Pines is at Adams Friendship. New Holstein is at Waupun. Kiel is at Berlin, and that'll be another good test for Berlin as Kiel's turned into a pretty good program. Mauston is at Sparta. Nakusa traveled to Westfield tonight, or I should say all these games are tomorrow. And then Watoma is at Poinet tomorrow. Poinet, like I said earlier, beat Nakusa last Friday night, 29-14.
3rd and 12 for the Truckers. Rolling left as the quarterback. Gets a throw in, incomplete. Off the fingertips of number 35, and that'll bring up 4th down and 12, and I'm sure
feel pretty confident we're going to see the punt team this time.
I'm pretty sure we will.
Like I said, I was surprised when they didn't punt. They had the ball on the Ripon 40, I believe, and I was surprised they didn't punt and try to keep Ripon inside the 15-yard line.
Johnson, number 5, back to punt.
Noah Michael is on the receiving end here as Clintonville is in punt formation. Awaiting the snap, and it's a good one.
Yeah, it is.
Johnson is the punter. Michael is going to take it at the 43, right side, crosses midfield, 45-40.
Nice.
Down he goes to the 39, and Ripon is going to have very good field position, and one of the tacklers was Will Heyer for Clintonville, a freshman.
Noah Michael, nice moves. We saw what he's capable of doing a week ago, and right there, really nifty moves. You can tell he's good vision. He seems to be one of those people that have that special ability on kickoff and punt returns.
So from the 39, the Clintonville 39, 1st and 10. And here's Hansen, Cumber, right guard to the outside, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Did he get in? And
no, they're going to call him down inside the 1, I think.
Inside the 1.
What a great move. The defensive back, number 8 for them, was trying to get him, work him to the sideline, and Cumber gave him a juke to the inside, and he bit, and then he had a teammate that just interfered with him, just got in the way. And Cumber's legs took care of the business the rest of the way. There he is inside the 1 again.
Yeah, inside the 1. Beautiful run
it was.
By Eric. And I don't know who made the touchdown-saving tackle, but maybe it will be a moot point right after this play.
Looks like Coach, he's been a couple times using Braden Dudzinski to bring the plays in.
That offensive line has made some nice holes. That time it was off the right guard. All right, here's Cumber. And he walks it into the end zone. He got the handoff that time from Jackson Nelson, the quarterback.
Yeah, Sam Engel, the junior linebacker, had a shot at him, but he was too late. It slipped right off of him on an attempted arm tackle. Ripon off to a great start. Defense has set the tone for this game early on, and then the offense is 2 for 2 on punching it over for 6. So great start for the home team.
It's now 13-0, awaiting the point after touchdown kick, which is by Nathan Hansen. The ball is on the tee and up, and it is good. So
Nathan's got a nice side winding kick. Looks good.
So now with 5 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the first quarter, it is the Ripon Tigers 14 and the Clintonville Truckers 0. Marty, we're not used to this.
If you had a chance to, read the local paper, and I did today online, and what the coach was saying, and it's so true. He talk about a head coach that really gets it. He knows what it's going to take to get this Ripon program reversed, and he's doing it. And to think that they got the the middle school football players, they will come up and they will practice with the high school players and see what's expected of them. They're learning who those players are. More importantly, they're learning the system of which they can anticipate, being a part of when they get to the big house, to the high school someday. The whole culture. It's about the changing the culture and everything else in the mindset. And it looks like that Coach Selgrad understands it and knows how to execute it.
Well, he has won a state championship, so he certainly should know, no doubt. All right, so we're going to be kicking it off once again with Hansen. And back there, I think, is Will Heyer, number 4. Here's the kick. Oh, it's a nice kick this time. And Heyer gets it at about the 12-yard line. Goes left around the 20. Levi Thompson was running right after him, and Thompson, the junior, made him go down. Nice job.
I'll tell you, to corral a guy like that when you're going full bore, and to be able to still bring him down. Normally, you're happy if you can just force him into your teammate's pursuit. Nice job.
Well, the return goes out to the 23, so that's about an 11-yard return. The ball's at the left hash mark where it will be 1st and 10 for the Truckers. It's Zach Johnson. Oh, the snap's over his head.
Look out.
And he goes down at the 9. The ball came loose, and Ripon's coming up with it, but do they have possession? The official give them possession? I think so,
Sure
Marty.
looks like it.
And that, I believe,
not
was
waving it off.
John Moreno-Valdez on the coverage.
Yeah, Caden Coots was there first, and I think he was more concerned about getting called for
jumping on him.
Yeah, right. Late, so he kind of avoided him, but I didn't see him touch him. I'm going like, hey, Caden, touch this dude. But
well,
what a situation here now.
Oh, that's a disastrous start for Clintonville.
Well, and this is a hungry Ripon squad.
It is, yeah. I mean, they do want to beat down on somebody. Here's Cumber, and he gets stopped.
Look at that.
Oh, no,
right in.
Everybody got faked
Play
out.
action.
Oh, my gosh. I was totally faked out.
Nathan Hansen, who got that?
Oh, my goodness. I feel bad that I just got completely faked out on that, and Hansen ran to the right and into the end zone. Oh, my.
Nice play.
It was.
Well, they got a steady diet early on of number 4. And so everyone's locked in on him. What a great way to sell it, right? You got to sell. You have to sell those things.
Oh,
and
man.
they sold it.
Oh, they did. They really, really did. Because I was watching Cumber, and I don't know. I missed the ball completely.
Well,
I guess I can go home now.
I'll be talking to Riley. We'll see if some of your salary goes to me, and we'll see. We'll work something out.
Yeah,
I'm still working on a company car.
I blew that call. All right, Hansen, after scoring the touchdown, is going to do the point after touchdown kick, and it's also good. So 5:01 remains in the first quarter. Tigers 21. Truckers 0.
Remember, this is a team that won one game last year when Selgrad took over the program, and it was against a team that already had 2 or 3 wins, and it was homecoming, and just the one win. And the year before that, I don't believe Ripon had a win. And so this is an area that a lot of these players have not experienced at this level before. So,
yeah, no doubt about it.
You just want to keep playing and execute. Just execute your job, do what you're supposed to do on both sides of the ball and special teams, and enjoy the ride. Keep the pedal to the metal. It's football.
Yeah. And, I'm just so happy for those kids because they have needed, a game like this where they just can really gather some confidence and go forward.
And I think they had the confidence before the game started. I don't think they've fallen into this. I think like we said, last week they didn't win, but I saw a lot of good stuff from. And we talked about this with the coach too in our pregame. That I'm seeing some juniors and sophomores that are playing more like seniors.
All right, well, we're about to kick off once again with Nathan Hansen, his 4th time tonight, and it goes. Wow, nice kick to the 5, and it goes into the end zone.
That's not wind aided either.
No, it was a nice kick. and Will Heyer just lets it go into the end zone. So Clintonville will begin at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, we'll hire anyone. So the other thing I've noticed is we got Hy-Vee on the scoreboard tonight. The latest, our local grocer now, and up on the donation board across on the visitor side.
My buddy, the general manager, Phil Hammermeister.
Oh, you know Phil.
Oh, I do.
Okay.
Here's a handoff, and down goes the runner.
I mean, he got that handoff, and he got wrapped up on those legs.
Levi Wolf was the ball carrier. And once again, he didn't get very far. No, he got a tackle for loss, a 2-yard loss to the 18.
And the reason why I felt kind of good about last week's game was, football's won. It's true. It's won in the trenches. It's the offensive and defensive fronts that determine what's going to happen and on the scoreboard. And and last week I felt the defensive front for Ripon played very well. Well, they've stepped it up here tonight even more so.
2nd and 12. Johnson under pressure, rolls right, cuts in, and gets sacked.
What a great move.
Logan Stewart.
And here, once again, you're going to see Braden Dudzinski knife through, take away his outside move. He had to put the brakes on, and your guy just hit him from behind. Braden Dudzinski didn't make the tackle, but he created the situation for it.
It's a loss of 8 to the 10, and now it's 3rd down and 20 for the Truckers. They have had no luck on the offensive end at all here tonight.
No, Ripon's dominating up front. They're dictating the game.
Yeah, everything. Dominating defense, dominating offense.
It started with big old 54, Stephen Brunhofer, and everybody else has followed suit.
There's the snap. Johnson, and he's running for his life. Gets to the 15 before he goes down at the 20.
Nice tackle.
And making that stop was Stephen Brunhofer, yes.
Yeah. He is a load, isn't he?
He is
indeed. I mean, you just look at from up here. That guy is a linebacker. The guy is built like a linebacker.
He's a senior, ready to play, doing a good job. The play itself did gain 9 to the 19 to make it 4th and 11. And Clintonville will go back and punt formation, and Noah Michael will try and receive.
And Ripon's going to be in great field position here.
There's the punt. It's a decent one.
It's
going to be a little short.
It's got backspin to it.
And Michael will let it go to the 40. Oh, he's going to pick it up at the 42. Hey, 45 midfield, 45-40, and down he goes. He faked out the Truckers, and he picked up the ball at the last instant.
And I'll tell you, I don't know if the coaches are going to be happy with that. He's got the guts of a burglar, but that may not have been the smartest move because he had two guys right there. If he in any way mishandles that ball.
But it worked. And so we'll give Noah Michael credit.
What a competitor.
The return to the Clintonville 34, where it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. 3:17 remains here in the first quarter. All right. This time it's Nelson, back to pass, complete.
Nice
to the 22, and it's to Dylan Martina.
Nelson, number 12.
That was
nice
a nice
pitch and catch.
Zach Johnson on a nice tackle. You talk about you go to the man, you go through the man. He went through the man, but it was a great pitch and a great catch by Martina.
To the 23-yard line. So that's another first down here for the Tigers.
23-yard line.
Nice pass there by Jackson Nelson, the sophomore quarterback. Cumber is behind him. There's the snap. There's his Cumber off the left guard. Goes up the middle now, cuts to the outside, back inside the 5 before he goes down. Nice run.
Yeah, it was.
Eric Cumber following his blockers, being patient, reading the field.
And we talk about the quarterback position for the Tigers last week, speaking with the coach. What determines who you're going to have out there with Hanson or Nelson? And he said it would be, it's situational. And that's pretty much been the way exactly the way he stated.
That's a 17-yard pickup for Cumber to the 5. 1st and goal. Cumber again up the middle. He's got plenty of room, and that's another touchdown for the Ripon Tigers.
Number 4.
Wow.
Cross the end zone. Tigers.
This is really something to see.
Eric Cumber, the senior, what a nice job. You know, and he does nothing, just gets in the end zone, takes the football, trots over to the side judge, gives it to the official, hands it to him. Nice job. That's how you do it.
And Nathan Hansen will do the point after touchdown kicking once again. And this time it hits the right upright, and it is no good. But the Tigers still on board here. 2:02 remaining in the first quarter still. And it's the Tigers 27 and the Truckers 0. What an amazing first quarter for Ripon. Marty dominating on everything.
Yeah. And when you dominate on the line of scrimmage, these are the types of things that happen.
Well, the Tigers once again having a fantastic evening here tonight with this big lead. And it's been a while, Marty, since we've seen something like this, and that's okay.
Yep. And I just feel good about the way they're executing. I mean, and they're not making mistakes. We're not seeing yellow laundry on the field. They're being very matter-of-fact about everything they're doing. They're going about their jobs. It's just really nice to see.
It really is. Doing an excellent job here. And we're happy to see it. The assistant coaches for the Ripon Tigers this season include Damian Britt, Nick Geldy, Cullen King, Vincent Propson, and Otmar Selgrad.
Propson, the athletic director at the high school and former Chilton High School graduate.
There's a line drive. We're going to be taken at the 25-yard line, and the runner will go down. That is Nolan Floyd, another freshman for the Truckers.
Yeah, and he happened to trip right over his own teammate, Ryan Huss, the offensive lineman.
Downs the ball.
So when it's not going well, sometimes it can even go less than that. And that was an example of it.
So the ball's now at the 28-yard line for Clintonville, where it will be first down and 10. Ball's at the right hash.
How you like the new unis?
I do. I like them.
And the numbers are easy to read. I like them a lot.
Snap. Johnson throwing left side.
Look at this.
And it's incomplete over the top of Peyton Sanford. He was open, but it was just a little overthrown.
Yeah, you had a stride and a half on Noah Michael.
Brings up second down and 10.
You gotta play a little loose in that secondary for a couple of reasons. One, your front seven, front eight is playing real good, aggressive, attacking, physical football. So it's not like you have to be there to fill to help out. And the other reason is that you look at the scoreboard. These guys are thinking, we need to get out of this hole here inside the 35-yard line and think about going through the air.
Johnson rolling left. He is going to keep it now as he gets across the 30 before he's hit hard. And then he still snuck through to the 34. Nice run there by Zach Johnson.
Yeah, Noah Michael is a little shaken up here. He
Injured player
took a shot. He took the quarterback at the legs or the hip and got shooken up there. That's Noah Michael, number 5, the guy we were just talking about.
All right, well, it's a minute 40 remaining here in the first quarter. And it's the Tigers 27, the Truckers 0 with the injured player. Let's take a break, and we'll come back when action resumes.
3rd and 4 for Clintonville.
All right, we are back. As Marty said, Noah Michael, the injured Tiger, he's walking off on his own power, and we'll see if he returns. Meantime, it's 3rd down and 4 for the Truckers, ball at the left hash mark. And the snap, new different quarterback.
Over the middle.
And throws over the middle, and it looks like it's picked off by the Tigers.
Was that Dylan Martinez?
I was thinking it might be. The quarterback on that play was Parker Soldner, a freshman. And yes, it was not Dylan Yes, it was Dylan Martina with the interception. And he played that ball beautifully.
Actually, they're going to give possession to the offense.
Oh, no kidding. Boy.
It was a fight. It was a fight with the ball, and who finished up with it. So.
Oh, well. Then a very good play by Clintonville.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's 2 plays I've gotten wrong here tonight, and we're not even out of the first quarter, Marty.
No, but it is preseason. I'm gonna stand up for you for a while, but this can't continue, I assure you.
All right, first down from the 38, Ripon. Johnson going to run with it. 35-30 to the 25, down to the 20-yard line. And it was Dylan Martina making the tackle on that one. Beautiful run by Zach Johnson of Clintonville, and they finally got a little offense going.
Yeah, a scrambling quarterback. Coach Selgrad talked about this guy's the best athlete on the team without question.
Down to the
makes plays with his arm, makes plays with his feet. Those last 2 plays, he did one of each.
To the 20, gain of 18 for the Truckers, and they have a first down. Now, Johnson will be in the shotgun with no running backs. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Johnson, he's going to take off, running inside the 20, down to about the 17. And before the Tigers make the tackle. And I'll see if I can get the player on that. That is going to be, is that 84? Or 54. That's going to be Stephen Brunhofer again on the Tigers making that tackle. So he gains 3 to make that 4 to the 16 to make it 2nd down and 6. And that does end the first quarter. And what a first quarter for the Ripon Tigers. Our score, Ripon 27 and Clintonville 0. We'll be back with the beginning of the second quarter right after this. All right, welcome back, and thank you for watching and listening on the Ripon Channel, youtube.com/Ripon Channel. Clintonville now with a 2nd down and 6.
This is big for the Truckers.
Johnson out of the shotgun, running back behind him, I formation. Johnson goes to the right, he's going to run, now cuts back left. Got some room, 15, 10, makes the cut, 5, touchdown for the Truckers. Wow, what a run by Zach Johnson.
Did he put a juke on the corner for Ripon? Made him just freeze and got around the edge. What great feat by that quarterback. Zach Johnson showing what he can do with his legs on this drive. Had the one pass on 3rd and long to maintain the drive on what appeared to be an interception. And then the offensive receiver out-wrestled him for it, and then from there they did it on the feet of the quarterback.
I apologize. little liquid went down the wrong way
Chaos,
and took care of me there.
57.
We're fine.
All right.
So he got that score.
Score
That
remains
the kick was
27.
wide left,
6.
and so the score remains 27-6.
That never happens on network TV, does it, Marty?
No, because they edit that.
They
Yeah.
do indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Well, that was a beautiful run by Zach Johnson, and that puts the Truckers on the board after we thought maybe that Ripon was going to have a shutout here, but no. The Truckers score, and it's now 27-6. Ripon in the lead at the 11:49 mark here in the second quarter.
Now, I got a question here. We thought it was going to be a shutout. I don't recall having that discussion with you, Lynn.
Well, I just thought I'd bring that up, that's all. I was kind of hoping, The way things were going, I'm telling you. At least it was a shutout in the first quarter.
We're getting greedy up here.
We
in
are.
the booth. We just want to see them continue to execute good football, and everything else will take care of itself. Oh my! So, I in a way, I think it's good that Ripon up 27-0 like that in the first quarter. Realize what this quarterback can do, and getting it back down on earth a little bit.
So the Truckers will kick off now.
The young man that just missed the point after does the kicking, a pooch kick.
Yep, that's Mauricio Ceja. Picked up at the 27, and dancing out to the left side before going down is Brody Lietzau, the senior. And he was
The ball carrier for the Tigers.
taken down after a minimal gain on the return, just only about 3 yards, I would guess, to the 31. So the Tigers will have it first down and 10, 11:44 here in this second quarter. Ball's at the left hash mark. It's been Eric Cumber night tonight. He's had 3 touchdowns, 2 of them from inside the 1, and then a 5-yard run. Nathan Hansen with the other touchdown on a 9-yard run. Here's Cumber going to the outside, but he's going to get stopped. And maybe a tackle for loss. Clintonville found a way that time to stop Cumber, and making that tackle out there was Caleb Dutton, a junior for the Truckers.
Ripon attempting to run the ball wide is still a project under still under construction.
Yeah,
they
noticed that last week too.
Yeah, I talked about that multiple times.
Yeah.
They probably tried 3 times in the first quarter, and what we saw just now was more of the same. So they seem to be doing much better with the quick hitters inside the tackles.
Second down 10. Here's Cumber right up the middle, and this time he gets to about the 34 before going down. Nice tackle, Briar Hagberg, the senior for Clintonville.
Yeah, he's
and
a
this
big
is
guy.
something, Marty, we haven't seen in this game. Ripon and a third down.
Well,
the ball carrier.
The best medicine is the touchdown. If you're right, you haven't
Right.
scored, and so look at the enthusiasm that this visiting defensive unit all of a sudden has discovered after their quarterback scoring their first touchdown of the season.
3rd and 7. Cumber up the middle. He's going to be close to the first down. I think he's got it to the 42. Nice move right up the middle. And that offensive line for Ripon has done a great job tonight. Weston Page, Ben Gerke, Stephen Brunhofer, Matt Riddick, and Owen Mueller-Wolf doing the job. Going to make it out to the 43-yard line, so a gain of 9, and it is a first down for the Tigers. It's Hansen under the quarterback, and now a flag. We haven't mentioned the fullback, Kyle Schleyline, who has been the fullback not only last season, but last week and this week too. He's doing a terrific job of blocking for Cumber.
All of a sudden, Ripon showing that they're human, right?
Yeah.
They give up the touchdown on that with their defense, and now they have their first offensive penalty that I can recall.
It'll cost the Tigers 5 to bring the ball back to the 38.
Focus.
So now it's first down and 15 for Ripon. Hansen, Cumber off the left side, crosses the 40, 45, still on his feet and diving out there to the 49-yard line. So Cumber gets quite a bit of it back. Tackled out there. That was Ryan Huss, the senior for Clintonville.
Eric Cumber does a nice job of using, running behind his pads. And he demonstrated that there twice, avoiding tackles by delivering the blow and keeping his legs going.
Call it midfield for 2nd and 3. Cumber this time to the right. Has the first down more. 40, 35, and he ran out of room on the sideline. It was Chris Arndt who kind of pushed him out of bounds, but it's a big gainer for the Tigers and another first down.
Really nice left stiff arm by the running back for the Tigers. Cumber doing a really nice job. And once again, inside the tackles, that's their bread and butter. And anything slow developing to the outside on the ground has been problematic for the Tigers so far this early part of the season.
9:04 remains in the second quarter. The ball at the 25, 1st and 10, Ripon. Hansen goes to Cumber, this time again up the middle. Dances inside the 20, down to about the 18. Nice run there by Eric, and the tackle, Levi Wolf.
This is a real nice response by the offensive unit after Clintonville getting their touchdown to come right back and answer the bell to that. They're moving the ball. Now they're inside that red zone now. See if they can finish the deal.
It's going to be a gain of 7, 2nd down 3.
They got twins out wide left.
Same formation, but this time we have a penalty against the, well, I'm not sure who it's going to be against. Illegal formation against Ripon. That's the second one I think that they've had. I think that penalty earlier was an illegal formation penalty. Yeah.
It could be
wide receiver, I think.
It's hard to tell if they're, do they have too many guys on the line of scrimmage?
Or not enough. I don't know, one of the two, yeah.
Yeah, and that looking at that last formation, I'm almost thinking the former, but
well, it's
either way.
A 5-yard penalty to the 23 to make it 2nd down and 8. Same formation. This time it's Cumber running left, and he gets caught from behind for minimal gain. A nice play by the Clintonville defense. And
Ripon's problem when they try to go wide, they are not able to seal on the end. They're allowed to, from my observation, they're allowing the defensive outside linebacker or defensive end to string it out, and then when Cumber was forced to cut back in, boom, pursuit nailed him. And that's what we've seen a lot of when they try to go wide. And I like the idea. You're in a situation on the scoreboard, you can still keep working on it and try to get it better.
3rd and 8. Down to the middle, and it's caught for a touchdown. The Ripon Tigers with a touchdown. A beautiful pitch and catch for the Tigers. And that is going to be Vincent Mink on the catch.
Well, when you got your running game going the way it is, a little play action pass, and it's like, oops,
perfectly.
Oops, uh-oh.
23-yard touchdown pass.
Good execution.
From Nathan Hansen to Vincent Mink, and the Tigers add to their lead. The point after touchdown kick is up and good by Hansen. He's been a busy guy tonight.
I'll guarantee you, Coach Selgrad feels really good about the way they responded after giving up that touchdown to the visitors. They came right back and said, okay, let's forget about what happened and let's go create some good football plays on our own. They did.
They certainly did. 7 minutes, 30 seconds remain in the second quarter. And now the Tigers extend their lead to 34-6.
So like we said, we're the only game in the South Central Conference tonight in action. Everybody else, Adams Friendship, Waupun, Berlin, Boston, Nakusa, Watoma, will play on the more traditional Friday night under the lights tomorrow.
Well, probably a travel situation. Clintonville isn't exactly next door, and with Labor Day weekend coming up, probably decided to do it on Thursday, and the officials, too.
I'm looking at the paper. I'm seeing that, well, last year this is what the score was with Clintonville. I'm thinking, we didn't play Clintonville last year. And I realized I was in Colorado.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah, he had a nice trip down there. All right, here's the kickoff. Hanson. Oh, it goes
Double
by
whoops.
a couple of Clintonville players, and it's going to be down by Will Heyer at about the 11-yard line. Another break for the Tigers.
Yeah, one of those freshmen you were talking about.
Yeah.
And Ripon certainly has a lot of familiarity having to start a lot of freshmen in past recent seasons at the varsity level. And
Well,
a little more, if he was an upperclassman, he would have realized maybe I do have time to pick it up and try to get some favorable yards. But I'm never going to criticize a kid for falling on the ball to make sure you maintain possession for your offense.
Just 10 seniors on this Truckers team, 17 freshmen. And I was talking earlier, which we'll get to in a moment. Johnson back to pass, going to throw. Hey, it's a pitch and catch complete to Peyton Sanford. Nice play by the Truckers, way out to the 28-yard line.
That's what you do on 1st and 10, loosen up that aggressive Tiger defense. Well, they look like the Cincinnati Bengals out there.
I think it was
maybe not quite as big, but
Vincent Meek made the tackle. But it's a big gainer. We're talking
got him out
18
of the hole.
yards, yeah, out to the 28. 1st and 10. Johnson back to pass. Oh, he's under pressure. Quarterback sacked by the Tigers.
Who else?
And it's going to be Logan Stewart on the blitz.
Yeah, led the team with 7 tackles a week ago. And that, I assure you, is a fun play for Logan.
Yeah, right.
I mean, he's out of the gate like a shuttle run, going for the Presidential Fitness Patch Award. And I thought the quarterback saw him, but he's right-handed, right? Yep. So he never did. And a free shot on a quarterback.
It's a loss.
Nice job, Logan Stewart.
It's a loss of 12 back to the 16 to make it 2nd and 22.
Logan, a junior.
All right, Johnson gets the snap, and he's going to roll left this time. Hard to pass. He's going back, and now he's going back. Oh, he stepped out of bounds, I think, before he passed it. Yeah, yes, he did. So that's even a bigger loss for the Truckers.
Yeah, he was forced. Great defensive pursuit.
Wasn't that Stewart again?
And using his using that sideline to his advantage. Really smart play. You're asking a lot from your quarterback. Anytime you're right-handed, play action handoff to the right and then roll out left in search of making a throwing across your body. We saw that last week, and the result was an interception throwing across your body.
So this goes down to the 5. It's another 11-yard loss. 3rd and 33 for Clintonville. And the Ripon defense came to play tonight. Johnson, he's just going to do a quarterback draw. Cuts to the outside, crosses the 10, 15,
does he make people miss.
And down he goes at around the 15-yard line. And I'll tell you what, those Tigers, they are tenacious going after him.
You run around like your hair's on fire, and good things will happen defensively.
Travis Cumber, one of the tacklers on Johnson.
And it's infectious, defense gets very infectious when you got some teammates running around making big plays. And like we said, it started with Steven Brunhofer, but let me tell you, he started the party. A lot of other teammates have joined in on it. And it's just a nice, like you said, Lynn, it's a great defensive effort by the whole unit.
So it was a gain of 10 to make it 4th down and 23, flag down. And it's Vincent Mink back on the reception.
And the kicker had to short leg it. You know what I mean? How we say short arm a throw. He had to short leg it because of the pressure. And I think what they're ruling was it might have been roughing the kicker, but we'll have to wait and see. The umpire.
Well, the flag is way back here.
Well, it's
by
where
the back judge.
Well, it's at the point of.
Oh, there's another one there too. There's
where
two
the
of them.
kicker went down.
Well, there's 2 flags.
I see it
there and back at the 35.
I got it.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see.
So
but the initial penalty was probably roughing the kicker. Don't know what they're calling down here at the other end, and it's going to be something if it ends up being offsetting. Replay. What's this?
That's ineligible downfield.
Downfield, and then roughing the kicker, it looks like.
Yeah, but he keeps pointing to Clintonville, and he pointed the wrong way if it's roughing.
Mm-hmm. Well, he gave the sign of the kicker.
Yeah, he did. I don't know. That seems a little bit unusual, so I don't know. Meanwhile, it's 5 minutes, 58 seconds remaining in the second quarter. And it is 34-6 Tigers. The officials are talking to the Clintonville coach. His name is Nick Rash.
Right now, you have just a lot of people that don't know what's going on. That includes 2 people up here. But the point is, they're talking to the captain of the Truckers. They're not talking to Ripon. So it looks like it's going to go to.
So that's ineligible.
Legal participation being called against Clintonville. That penalty is declined.
All right. Well, so I don't know what it had to do with the kicker then.
I don't either. He gave the sign for that.
Well,
you give him a good 40 time here.
Yeah, that official.
That official, he stretched it out. Watch that hamstring, buddy.
Okay, so the after all of that, the ball will remain at the Ripon 40-yard line, where it will be first down and 10 for the Tigers. Already leading this game, as we said, 34-6.
Sophomore Jackson Nelson's back out there
as the quarterback. Yep, he's got Cumber behind him and Schleline behind the right guard as the fullback.
I just think you look for a more steady diet of Mr. Cumber.
Nelson, Cumber, right guard, big hole, 45.
Look at that hole.
And he's still fighting at the 48. And down he'll go at around the 49-yard line.
I mean,
it's Ryan Gauthier on the tackle for the Truckers.
I'll tell you, off that B gap there, there was nothing there. I mean, he got the ball and there was just space.
Gain of 9 to the 49, second down 1.
Fun, I assure you.
Oh, yeah.
Eric would tell you, yeah, that's a lot of fun when I get the handoff and I'm accelerating and there's nobody there in a white jersey.
Nelson Cumber, left guard off the left guard, and he's got a first down. He's in Trucker territory to the 45-yard line before he goes down. Guess the officials will call it at the 46. And making the tackle that time was Jaden Ebert, the junior, for the Truckers. And the official now goes to the 45. But regardless, it's still a 1st and 10 for Ripon. As the clock continues to roll here, we're under 5 minutes, 4 minutes 40, make that 4 minutes 50 seconds to go here in the second. Nelson under the shotgun, waits the snap, he's got it. Cumber once again, straight up the middle, 45, down to the 40 as he powers his way. Good blocking that time, Owen Mueller-Wolf running with him. And that's a gain of 5, 2nd and 5 coming up, ball at the right hash mark. Nice steady drive here again for Ripon. They scored a lot and quickly early. These last couple of drives have just been kind of methodical as they go down the field. So Nelson, shotgun again. To Cumber, right up the middle. 35-30, cuts to the outside. He's going to score again. 10-5 and a touchdown for Eric Cumber. This time a 40-yard run. What a job by Eric Cumber and the whole Ripon Tigers team tonight, coming out here to play and just putting it on Clintonville.
He was untouched, right up the A-gap. Left side of the center. Had to put one, he got to that second level and put one move on, and that was it.
That touchdown comes with 3:58 remaining here in the second. The point after touchdown kick is good.
Boy, the offensive line.
Tigers 41, Clintonville 6.
Wow.
Impressive.
That's the 4th touchdown now for Eric Cumber here tonight. And Cumber's had 2 touchdown runs of 1 yard. a third touchdown run of 5, and his fourth one tonight, Marty, 40-yard run for Eric Cumber.
Yeah, I think that 4.4 yards per carry of a week ago.
It's going to go up a little bit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is for sure. And not only that, but we haven't had this in quite a while, Marty, but Ripon with a 35-point lead here in the first half. That brings into play the mercy rule here.
Right. Now, they never would institute the mercy rule until the second half. I believe last season that changed.
I think it was,
Yeah.
So we'll see if it happens. But it's great for the Ripon Tigers. I'm telling you, it's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah. I'll tell you, if you're living in the Dairy State and you like sports and you live in Ripon in particular and you're watching this game tonight and then you find out what the Packers did with the biggest monumental trades in NFL Green Bay Packer history, and then you see what the Milwaukee Brewers are doing this summer, you're feeling pretty good.
Here's Hansen's
Look at
kickoff.
that
It's
kick.
a nice one.
Yeah, it is.
And it's going to be taken at the 12. Two Clintonville players accidentally hit each other. Chris Arndt hung onto the ball, but he went down.
Yeah. Will Heyer, the freshman, that's communication is all that is. It's one of those, I got it, you take it.
Yeah.
Right? And excuse me. And that's just communication. And when things aren't going your way and you're struggling as a team, those things seem to almost snowball sometimes.
So Clintonville will have it 1st and 10. The ball is at their own 12-yard line. Left hash mark. Johnson, the quarterback, gets the snap, hands the ball off to the running back, and he gets stopped almost immediately. Looks like it's a loss of 1 for Levi Wolf.
With the ball carrier for Clintonville.
And a nice stop out there by the Tigers, and I believe once again Logan Stewart made the tackle for Ripon. And we're going to call it a loss of 1 to the 11 for a second down and 11.
Logan Stewart has just that football ability defensively to get through the garbage, get through the blocks, and bend to the ball.
Johnson with a handoff. Wolf to the right side, and another tackle for loss. The Ripon defense is just swarming on the Clintonville Truckers here tonight, and that looked like John Moreno Valdez on the tackle.
There is an absolute truckload of confidence from the first snap of the game to start this contest tonight. That Ripon defense, it's infectious.
So now Clintonville again behind the 8 ball with a 3rd down and 13.
Defensively, you don't want to see a guy getting beat here off the snap.
Johnson to pass way downfield, and it bounces off a couple of Tigers and the intended receiver, Peyton Sanford, for an incomplete pass to bring up 4th down.
Dylan Martina, nice job. It went right through Dylan's hands, and but a good job. The offensive intended receiver did a good job of getting a half a step behind the coverage. It was just a little underthrown.
So we will have Dylan Martina, or is that Vincent Mink? It's Mink back to receive an anticipated Clintonville punt.
I'd like to see him back there. He misjudged that first punt of the game.
Short punt, and Mink will let it bounce. And it kind of takes a sideways bounce to the Ripon bench, and it's down at the 41-yard line by Briar Hagberg of Clintonville.
Now, here's the deal. Vincent Mink, I think he made the right decision, not catching it. It's one of those weird punts kind of going sideways up in the air and all those goofy moves, but then get away. I mean, he got close to that you don't know what that ball's going to do. He's too close to it. What are you doing, man? Just let it go and keep your distance. That could have been a disaster.
Anytime you watch of football, no matter what level. It seems like everybody does it. They got to get close to the ball when they should stay away.
Yeah.
Ball at the 40-yard line.
Got to start slapping them upside the head.
So from the 40 of Clintonville, the Tigers will have it first down and 10. They have scored every time they have had the ball here tonight. Here's Hansen, back to pass, going left.
Got him.
And it's incomplete, just overshot the intended receiver. I believe that was Caden Coots out there.
Pass is incomplete, brings up second down.
So that's second and 10 at the 2:20 mark here of the second quarter. It was pretty tight coverage out there by Clintonville. I believe that was Will Heyer, number 4, the freshman, on the coverage. So we go to second and 10. Single setback is Cumber. Hansen, the quarterback. Schleyline, the fullback. Hansen up the middle. 40, 35, 30. Outside, he's going to score again. 10, 5, and a touchdown for Eric Cumber. This time, another 40-yard touchdown run. My goodness. 5th touchdown of the night for Eric Cumber.
Yeah, you don't see that very often in one half of action. 5 scores by one player. Impressive.
Indeed. And that increases the Tigers' lead to 47-6.
You know, we've been calling games. How long we've been doing this, Lynn? We've been calling games where the shoe's been on the other
foot.
foot.
I know, right?
You know, I mean, these games have been over before the first quarter's over.
Yeah.
We'd go into Port Washington. We'd go into Plymouth.
And
granted, we're going against some of the, better teams in the state and that by that division at the time. But, so we've seen it. We've been there.
We have, yes, we have been there, and I think you and I will agree this is much more fun.
Yeah, it really is, and it's a home game.
And it's a home game, absolutely.
Speaking of which, next week, Ripon will open up conference play, going for the Little Brown Jug. We'll be going, the way I go down 23 and get off on County Trunk M, go into Waupun that way.
Well, we're going to go together, and we're going to have a bite to eat.
Yeah, and we're going to go to a new establishment there in Waupun, and we'll get a full report back to the viewers and listeners next week.
Absolutely. They have a new pub there.
On Main Street.
A gastro pub, I think it is. I forget the name of it. Hoya Hop or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something like that. Yeah.
This is where Lynn does very well on the deal where he doesn't have to drive far, and I got the full tab. So this is where he'll do well. Now I'll try to make up for it when we have to go to those, longer.
Well, we had to go to Mauston.
He's got to burn gas, and now the gas price went back down again. So things are really going in your favor, my friend.
All right, it's 48-6. Hansen did make the PAT with the Tigers in the lead and a nice kickoff. Going to be taken right at the 10-yard line. 15-20, and he goes down at about the 19. And again, the Ripon Tigers swarming on the defense. Levi Thompson, he was heading down that field.
Too many Olay blockers on that Clintonville team if you ask that kickoff return.
Yeah,
carrier.
Will Heyer, he's had his name called a lot tonight, but again, he's just a freshman.
Yep.
And he's gotten hit hard a few times. So from the 18.
I tell you, that is not easy.
It is not.
You're a freshman. You're not real big. You're athletic, but you're a ninth grader.
Yeah. So 2:08 remains in the second quarter. The officials will stop play as Ripon takes a timeout. That is going to be Ripon's first timeout here of this
I think they only had
game.
10 guys out there.
Well,
they only had 10 guys out there.
As we said, it's a scoring barrage for the Tigers. Eric Cumber in the first quarter scored 3 touchdowns, 2 of them from 1 yard out, then a 5-yarder. Nathan Hansen also had a 9-yard run. It was 27-0 after the first quarter for the Tigers. And here in this second quarter, the first score went to Clintonville on a Zach Johnson 18-yard run, but then it's been all Ripon.
An underclassman was supposed to be out there and was not. And head coach let him know that he didn't appreciate having to take a timeout because somebody was off their game. Another lesson. It's not – you'd think, well, given what the score is, can you imagine if it was the kind of game that was they're trailing by a score, Ripon, or it's tied?
Yeah, right. All right, 1st and 10 from the 18. Johnson, quarterback draw, and he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Well, I guess he just got back to the line of scrimmage, but Ripon once again swarming on that defense. This time it was Carter Vandebrink, the junior, who made the stop for Ripon.
Nothing like putting pressure on the opposing quarterback to really minimize any hopes they have of a successful offensive play. And he's the guy. I mean, right? I mean, they talk about the guy that always stirs the drink. Well, he's the drink, he's the straw, he's the ice, he's the whole thing. And Ripon defense has figured that out. If you can put pressure on him and try to contain those with him tucking and running, you got to like your odds.
We'll give Clintonville a gain of 1. Johnson rolls right, throws just behind the receiver, incomplete, intended for Chris Arndt. So that will bring up 3rd down and 9 for the Truckers. Everybody has a good night to cheer as Ripon is just taking Clintonville to the woodshed here in this first half. It's a sight to behold and one we have waited a long time for.
You know, if it's the new uniforms having to do with it, I think we're going to have to do a GoFundMe and get them new uniforms each week.
Here's Johnson, back to pass, throws right over the head of the intended receiver, who is Jaden Ebert, and that'll bring up 4th down.
And when you're under pressure and duress like that being the quarterback, Zach Johnson, that's what starts to happen, right? I mean, passes that you can tell this kid is he's the real deal, this quarterback.
Yeah,
but he just doesn't have enough teammates that can give him opportunities to succeed.
So Clintonville will punt. Johnson does a punt. Hey, it's blocked. And
it's a live ball.
It's going to be,
let's
see if Ripon got it or not, around the 33-yard line.
He didn't quite know how to
he just should have let it go.
Well, they're going to have to
who ended up with it?
I don't know.
Ripon did. That looked like Ripon did. I'm not sure who blocked the punt.
There's a technique about on a loose
landing
ball,
on the ball.
How to go landing. Yeah, I mean, we used to do drills, and I assure you that's not the technique that I was taught.
Well, it didn't hurt the Tigers as
usually that technique is generally used in the swimming pool for a belly flop.
I was going to say for pro wrestling maybe too. But so 66 seconds remain here in the second quarter. Jackson Nelson will be the quarterback here for the Tigers on this drive. Cumber still behind the quarterback. Schleline as the fullback. Nelson back to pass.
He's got his guy if he wants him.
And it's incomplete. The pass just a little short of Dylan Martina.
Yeah, good pressure, too, by the guy we didn't have the number for, Jaden Ebert.
35.
Sent Nelson to his seat of his britches.
Well, Clintonville hasn't stopped playing. They just find themselves down by a lot here. And it's 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers on the Truckers' 33-yard line.
Yeah, and once again, Clintonville, just like Ripon, went into a smaller conference. And with you got Clintonville, Coleman, Crandon, Crivets, and then Manawa, which I always think of the rodeo, the famous rodeo and 4th of July weekend. Northland Pines, O'Connell Falls, and Shiocton. I get up to Shiocton.
All right, false start against Ripon, so that's a 5-yard penalty back to the 38-yard line.
Shiocton's had some good football in recent years. Crandon has a great festival, that I can tell you.
They do, don't they?
They do.
Yeah. All right, 2nd down, 15. Ball at the right hash. Nelson Cumber up the middle, 35, tries to cut to the outside, but was ankle tackled at the 34-yard line.
It's kind of interesting. Oconto Falls were such rivals for so many decades, and I see Oconto's not in that conference.
That tackle was made by another freshman, Marty, Josh Galland, number 21. As we mentioned earlier, 17 freshmen on this Clintonville varsity.
Yeah, it tells you they're going to be going through the same growing pains, literally and figuratively.
Here's Cumber up the middle. Got tripped up right at the 30.
Yeah, what a great shoestring tackle by Levi Wolf.
It was, yeah. Because Cumber had his eyes on the end zone as he was cutting to the outside.
Yeah, he was thinking cheaper by the half dozen.
Yeah, right. And I don't know if Ripon will get one more playoff or not, but it's 4th down and 7. And they're going to try. Yep, Nelson. Cumber up the middle. Hop, skips at the 25-20, breaks another tackle, 10-5, and a touchdown for the Ripon Tigers. The 6th touchdown of the night for Eric Cumber. Wow. This time a 28-yard touchdown run.
That looks like a walkthrough.
Well, Ripon.
What they've done, Ripon has just taken their. What they've done to them, they've just taken away their will.
This was a team, Marty, last week that was shut out. And tonight, scoring 54 points. The point after touchdown play was no good. Looked like the snap wasn't quite there. So Jackson Nelson, the holder, tried to throw it, but
came up short on the catch.
Yeah. And that will end the first half of play. And our first half, again, all Ripon here tonight, as it is the Ripon Tigers 54 and the Clintonville Truckers 6. 6 touchdowns by Eric Cumber here in this first half. And what a night for Ripon Tiger football. So it is halftime, and at this time we'll take a break for the half, and the Ripon High School band will be playing, I'm sure, and when the second half begins, we'll be right back here to bring it to you on youtube.com/Ripon channel. So we'll take this halftime break, and we'll be back to begin the third quarter.
We got a winner, $141. We got the winner. Congratulations. Make some noise for your Ripon High School Band.
And welcome back to Ingalls Field for high school football tonight with the Ripon Tigers and the Clintonville Truckers. We're glad to have you watching and listening here on youtube.com/Ripon Channel. Tonight, I'm Lynn Krause along with Marty Ernzer, and it has been all Ripon here tonight, leading this game 54-6 here at halftime. Marty, I want to kind of go back a little bit to last week with Ripon getting shut out by Laconia. We talked about, we saw so much improvement, and boy, oh boy, it's showing up here tonight. They were just waiting to burst out, and they have done it.
Yeah, you said it right there. I mean, that was it. You saw signs of what happened tonight last week in terms of their capability and that they looked like a football and played like a football team. Now they're figuring things out. You know, you're crawling before you're walking. Now they're running. And, you know, we'll learn more about this team as they go along, but they certainly put a spanking onto the visitors tonight in all facets. The defense, as we get the kickoff, the defense started the beat down and the offense followed suit.
From the 25, running it out across the 30 and 35 to the 36-yard line for the Tigers. And let's see, that's going to be Vincent Mink on it. And he will run it out to the 36-yard line, 1st and 10 for Ripon. And we'll see what happens here in the second half. 6 touchdowns for Eric Cumber in the first half. Marty, he's got to be a little winded.
Well, you know, I look at him, I'm thinking, hey, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, right?
No, we've witnessed, I got to believe that thing could be in the record books. A half dozen touchdowns in the first half of a football game.
And he gets the first handoff way to the left side, and he crosses midfield into Clintonville territory for about a gain of 14. And then I'm not 100% sure, Marty, but that might have been the first time that Ripon has had success going wide.
You know, you don't need me here. You can just make the comment and then come back. I was just going to say, yeah, so you saw it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of that is Cumber's realizing how much fun he's having back there behind his offensive line. And the other part of that, I think, is that what does the Truckers have left in them?
Cumber this time to the right side, 45, and he gets tripped up just about the 42-yard line. Nice tackle there.
Hey, 13. That was a nice, you're right.
Yeah, nice tackle there by Carter Longsign.
Yeah, the junior did a nice job because if he doesn't make that shoestring tackle, I think Cumber is going with lucky number 7.
Yeah. To the 41, that's going to be a gain of 7 for Ripon. And it'll be 2nd down and 3. Ball's at the right hash mark. And Hansen, shotgun. Cumber right up the middle. 40, 35, 30. Down to about the 29-yard line or maybe the 30. Before he was brought down by Jaden Ebert of the Truckers. And it looks like a Clintonville player is down a little bit.
Well, and Eric Cumber's got a hitch in his get-along. He's got to take himself out with that right leg, that right ankle. So hopefully it's just a cramp.
Well, yeah, or something, because we need him next week when the Tigers will travel to Waupun.
I think it's a cramp.
And we'll find out more about Ripon next week, obviously, when they play at Waupun. Hey, I made a little note here of the teams.
Yes.
In the rankings here, Division 4. Mm-hmm. It's changed a little bit, not much, but Racine St. Catherine's is number 1. Winneconne 2, La Crosse Aquinas 3, Baldwin Woodville 4, Columbus 5. In Division 5 is where we saw the big change here as St. Mary Springs was defeated last week. So Maple Northwestern is 1, Stratford 2, Lake County Lutheran is 3. That's the team that beat Springs. Amherst 4, Grantsburg 5. We'll get to the other ones here in a moment. But it's right up the middle. Levi Thompson this time with the runner. He crosses the 30 and the 25 down to about the 23-yard line. And it's not enough for a first down, but a good run of 8.
Bob, St. Mary Springs is Bob Highlandless.
Yeah, after 54 years.
I'm going to say I knew it was over 50.
Yeah.
And they got beat last year, though, in the playoffs. Got upset early on. I want to say by WLA, actually, that they had spanked earlier in the year, and then in the playoffs it didn't go their way.
Thompson.
Hello.
Oh, he gets hit in the backfield. Fights his way to try to get loose, but he does not, and he will lose a couple of yards to the 26. Good job by the Truckers. 70, was that 71, I believe it was? No, not 71.
Well, the other thing, he's standing straight up. And you're a running back, you cannot stand straight up. I mean, you're making yourself such a much easier target, as well as much more difficult to maintain control of the football. They get free shots on that pigskin.
It was Ryan Huss, number 79 for Clintonville.
Yeah,
he
got in that backyard in a hurry.
All right, Hansen is going to be sacked by Jaden Ebert of Clintonville. A big loss by the Tigers and good defense by the Truckers. One other note, Marty, will mention that Eric Cumber was back in the game.
Yeah, I thought it was a cramp. It would appear so to be the case.
So that means that Ripon will punt for the first time here tonight.
I don't know for a fact, but I got to believe that there were some personnel changes put in there in that last offensive series by the host team.
The snap is a good one. And punt, not bad. Hits at the 22, inside the 20 to the 16 before it goes down.
Talking about that play earlier where the young man for Ripon picked it up with two guys right there at his ankles. Well, there was an ESPY. Those are the ESPN Sports Awards, right?
Yeah.
What, over 20 years ago? I believe it was Beloit College. The player won the award, won the ESPY. It was on a punt, and everybody was standing and watching it.
And then he picked it up.
He picked it up and ran in for a touchdown. And that play won the young man the ESPY.
Nice. All right, from the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 for Clintonville. Zach Johnson is the quarterback for the Truckers. Gets the snap, hands the ball off. Nice move across the 15 to the 20. The runner, Levi Wolf for Clintonville.
Levi Wolf, number 25, ball carrier.
And he's going to gain 5 out to the 20. 2nd down and 5.
Just 5 yards on the play.
Yeah, what Clintonville's going to have to do, they're going to have to flunk Zach Johnson for next year, bring him back as a quarterback.
Yeah. He's a good athlete.
To play with Levi and company.
I think he does everything on that offense, defense, punts for them too.
Yep.
All right, 2nd and 5. Johnson. There's Levi Wolf, and this time he's tackled for loss by the Tigers. They were out there, and they did a nice job. And I'm trying to check the number of that big fella who made the tackle. I think that was 99 Will Guthrie. Yes, it was. And he's a big dude. He's about 280 pounds. And
that's
you're gonna land. He's gonna land on you.
Yeah, that qualifies as big dude, quote unquote.
It does.
Big dude. Yes.
All right, Johnson out of the shotgun, awaiting the snap. And man in motion to the left. Johnson's going to keep it.
Yeah.
He's going to run left.
Nice block.
Cuts up, 20, and he kind of sneaks his way to the 25-yard line.
Levi Wolf
out of bounds.
Gave him the block that sprung him to give him opportunity to run for that first down.
It's enough for a Clintonville first down.
And it is going to be enough, as it was 2nd down and 5. So the Truckers get out to the 25, and it's a 1st down and 10. Zach Johnson running in from the sideline to get the play. Ball's at the left hash mark. Again, it's Ripon 54, Clintonville 6. We have the mercy rule, so running clock here in the second half. Johnson, snap. Gets the pitch here to Peyton Sanford, but he's not going anywhere. Good defense by the Tigers once again.
That was I think that was an attempt at a jet sweep, and there was just too much penetration by the defensive front to disrupt any chance that play had.
No gain, Ball remains at the 25. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Clock again continues to roll. It will stop only a change of possession, timeouts, and injuries. Students having a good time tonight with this big lead. All right, Johnson. Levi Wolf to the right. Cuts up. Again, nowhere to go. No gain on the play.
Well,
and down he goes.
Well, there was 2 defenders in the back, and there was 2 defenders on the near side. You know, if you do the math.
Yeah, Will Guthrie looked like he was
There was a bunch of black jerseys at the point of attack.
Looked like Will Guthrie was the guy who made the initial hit.
He had
help.
Yeah, he had 7 black jerseys over there by that ball.
3rd down, 10. As the ball moved from the left hash mark to the right. Johnson in the shotgun gets the snap. Going to keep it himself. Oh, he breaks a tackle. And then he lost the ball. But he recovered it. And had he not fumbled that ball, Marty, he could have been gone.
Well, the move that he put on the second would-be tackler after he juked
Caden Coots, yeah.
The next move is what forced him to drop the ball.
And he got lucky.
An exciting play.
Yeah, it was. He got lucky. The ball was able to bounce back up to him. But seriously, had he not bobbled that ball, he could have been gone because he had open green space there. But as it is, it's a rush out to the 42-yard line. And again, a 1st down for Clintonville, as this has been their best sustained drive here of the game, although in the first half they did get that score, which they did well. But Clintonville takes time with 2 minutes 18 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Going back on the rankings in Division 6, Edgar reclaims the top spot.
They're classic powerhouse.
They are, yes.
Perennial power.
Eau Claire Regis, number 2. Darlington has moved up 3.
Another perennial power, Darlington.
And then a couple of newcomers, Marty. Mondovi at 4 and Cambridge at 5. Division 7, they only had 2 listed. The combined team, Potosi-Cassville, and then Kenosha St. Joseph were number 1 and 2 in Division 7.
Potosi is home to the Beer Museum.
Yes. You know,
I had not been there, but I've seen video of it, and it's not far from where one of my daughter and her family live, and I'm going to have to go check that out sometime.
You know, years ago when I lived at Platteville, we used to go to Potosi, and that Beer Museum was nothing but a bunch of bricks. And it was all refurbished, and it's really a beautiful sight now. Here's a pass, and it's caught from Zach Johnson out there to Peyton Sanford, and it's another Clintonville 1st down.
Well, I'll tell you, there was nothing wrong with the coverage. It was just we've seen 2 receptions by the Clintonville Truckers tonight in that same fashion, where it's a hand fight for the ball, and they've come up both times because the coverage, I think that was Logan Bain on that coverage, number 16.
The completion into Ripon territory at the 47, 1st and 10. Johnson back, and look out. Logan Stewart's on him. And Logan Stewart really disrupted that play, and Johnson had to hurry it.
You talk about a rabid dog after a pork chop.
Oh, I guess.
I mean,
woo! Yeah, Stewart was he was running full steam.
Oh, all those descriptives, pull back your ears and all that. I mean, he was all of that and then some. I mean, I'm gassed watching him run.
So 2nd down, 10. The ball remains at the Ripon 47. Johnson still out of the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Man in motion to the right. Johnson hands the ball off.
No way.
Wolf, down he goes. What a nice chase and tackle by Carter Vandebrink.
Yeah, Carter said, "Come to mama."
And to bring number 21 with the
And he did, and it's a loss of 3 on the play.
Yep. You look up the definition of bear hug.
That was it, huh?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. But after the hug, he wasn't very polite.
So now it's 3rd and 13, and I don't think Clintonville will snap it here as we're under 5 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Again, our score, the Ripon Tigers 54 and the Clintonville Truckers 6. It'll give us a chance to mention a few names here. Managers for the Ripon Tigers football team this season are Molly Hansen and Madison Koplitz. The cheerleaders for the football team here doing a nice job tonight, enjoying this big win.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, Gwen Bartlett, Odessa Bogenschneider, Priscilla Clausen, Skylar Davis, Gavin DeJager, Callie Gilbreth, Rose Hoffman Slattery, Harmony Jordan, Hazel Macias, Rebecca Maness, Shaylee Millen, Liliana Rash, Melina Rhines, and Abigail Zeike. Those are the fall cheerleaders. Cheer coaches include Tammy Conlon and Madeline Lineweber. So we switch sides. It's 3rd and 13 for Clintonville.
And Vincent Propson, right? He's the athletic director, and he's also the assistant on the team. And Principal Bill Kensinger.
A pass incomplete. Johnson to Peyton Sanford, just out of his reach.
And Kensinger was there from day one. St. Norbert grad, came in when Ripon football started getting turned around in the late 90s. And now we got a new superintendent of schools here now, Ron Rivard.
Yes. I have yet to meet him and hope to soon.
Becky Baird was both my daughters, Mallory and Claire, their favorite teacher was right up there. Becky Baird was right up there.
I always call her Becky Parsons because that's her name in high school, and she used to sing the national anthem all the time.
I
for
didn't know
sporting
that.
Events. Oh, yeah.
I got to get her to do some duet karaoke with me.
Pass
what a catch.
complete as the Ripon defender fell down, and it was caught by Peyton Sanford. The tackle by Dylan Martina, and the Ripon player, he went down, and he is not getting up.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like
Peyton Sanford. It was almost like I thought he was going to call for a fair catch. That was a moon ball.
That was indeed.
He was waiting for that.
Yes.
Good concentration. Let's hope the Ripon player is, here we go. What is, I would send, we should send an email to all WIA football players. Guys, you got to hydrate.
During the day.
You got to hydrate during the day.
Yep.
You just, this is too much.
You do. And with the cramping there, that was Travis Cumber, the junior. But it doesn't take away from the big play by Clintonville down to the Ripon 15-yard line.
Yeah.
And it was a nice catch by Sanford.
Yeah, because if it seemed like it took a long time for us up here to watch it, I think how long he's thinking how long it's taken for that ball to get there.
Right. All right, so Johnson, again, now 1st and 10. Back to pass, looking left, and he's sacked. Down he goes.
Look who did it, our buddy.
John Moreno Valdez. You bet.
The human cannonball.
And it's a big loss, 10 yards back to the 25.
Man, it's like somebody sent a rocket into that QB.
So, now it's
what a shot.
Second down and 20.
It is so infectious, so contagious when
those legs are just a-moving.
When things get going.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, I think the coaching staff will probably get credited with a tackle tonight.
Waiting the snap, Johnson. Running backs each side. This is a
house.
handoff. Left side is Ebert. Cuts in. He's going to get some yardage back, is Jaden Ebert, to about the 22-yard line. So that's just a gain of 3.
Interesting formation there. the QB, and then with a running back on either side of them.
Not kind of a T formation in a way, but
very much old school.
Yeah.
I think they're just at a point where, let's see if we can push another one in, but I think they're going to be pretty conservative with their play calling. As I say that, Johnson's going to make a liar out of me, the QB.
Ball to the left hash, 3rd down, 17. Handoff to the right side, Levi Wolf. Oh, down he goes.
Yeah.
And a nice tackle there
Braden.
by Braden Dudzinski.
Yeah. Everyone's taking a turn.
Yeah, they really are.
They're going back in the defensive huddle, and they're going like, okay, whose turn is it next, or who hasn't had a solo tackle here? I mean, that's how silly it's almost gotten, how effective this defensive unit's been tonight from beginning to end.
And that was a loss of 3. Back to the 25 to make it 4th down and 20 for the Truckers.
And like we said, we start conference play next week going into Waupun, who were victors over Partyville 50-26 last Friday evening.
And who do they play tonight?
And tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
New Holstein.
It'll be New Holstein. New Holstein will go into Waupun. Kiel at Berlin. Mauston travels to Sparta. Nakusa Papermakers at the Pioneers of Westfield. Wautoma Hornets will go to Poynette, and I do not know Poynette's mascot.
I should know this one.
Well, yeah, being an old Randolph guy.
Give me, I got to give me a moment here.
Think about it. And then Northland Pines is at Adams Friendship, taking on the Green Devils of Adams Friendship.
All right, Riley Eisnagel has told me it was the Poynette
That's right.
Pumas.
Riley was a Poinettester.
The Poynette Pumas.
Yeah. He was an Indian at the time.
Oh, they changed the logo
Yeah,
then?
it's way too much for people to handle, so they had to change the mascot.
From the Indians to the Pumas. Okay.
The Pumas, the Poynette Pumas, we call them the Double Ps. Please.
They named a shoe after them, actually.
The Puma. Yes, they did. Is that a German company, Pumas?
No idea. Okay. All right, 4th down, 20. Johnson back to pass, throwing it to the end zone, left side, flag down, and it goes incomplete. But there is a flag down. It's going to be holding on somebody, Ripon or Clintonville.
Usually it's on the defense.
Yep, it's on Ripon. Looks like it's on Ripon.
Yeah.
Yep. So that'll give Clintonville a 1st down, I believe. Or is that not in high school?
It's at the point automatic. No, I don't think it's automatic, but it's, what is it, a 10-yard penalty and then automatic 1st down?
Well, there's the 10 yards. No 1st down. No 1st down, just a 10-yard penalty. So 4th and 10 then for Clintonville.
They used to have pass interference even if the ball wasn't catchable. I remember those days when my son was playing. The WIA, the last of the 50 states in high school sports to change anything, and they finally did make it had to be catchable.
All right, Johnson with a handoff, and Levi Wolf, the running back, is going nowhere.
No,
he needed 10.
Good team tackling and
got 1 maybe.
Yeah, and I credit Conan Kardukian.
Oh,
Chardukian, I'd credit him with that. He was the first guy there.
He's a junior.
That's a fun name to say.
It is.
Kardukian.
All right, so we'll call it no gain. Ball remains at the 15, and it is turned over on downs to the Ripon Tigers.
By the way, we have a monitor now. We've never had a monitor right at our availability here between you and me. That's kind of fun. That's kind of getting more high tech. I'm telling you,
it's
getting scary. We walk into a booth, we never know quite what's gonna be going on in here.
We're
always the last to know, aren't we?
We are
always
indeed,
the last to know, and that's a good thing too. I think.
I agree,
because that way I can be focusing on other things during the day.
I'll tell you what the Tigers are focusing on, Marty. 6 touchdown runs by Eric Cumber tonight.
Yeah, something tells me that might be a lead story in the sports section next week.
Yeah, 6 touchdowns. We had 2 1-yard runs, a 5-yard run, take that a 40-yard run, 40-yard run, 28-yard run. So that is a lot of running by Eric Cumbert here tonight. The last touchdown was a Nathan Hansen 9-yard run, and then a 23-yard pass from Nathan Hansen to Vincent Mink. So we have a freshman quarterback onto the field now, Odin Huber. He is going to take the field for the Tigers. I watched him play on Monday night with the junior varsity, and now a flag. Looks like we're going to have
how'd the JVs
delay
do?
of game. The junior varsity lost to Laconia by a score of 22-12.
Against the Tigers.
So a competitive game.
It was, yes. Ripon, the junior varsity, made some mistakes. I think they had 3 or 4 fumbles and too many penalties. So they have some things to work on.
Mm-hmm.
But it was also the first game for them. All right, Huber with the handoff to Levi Thompson. Cuts to the outside. Oh, he fumbled the ball. And Clintonville got the recovery.
Let me tell you, Huber showed me some speed there, and he didn't shy away from the contact, but he's got to learn to protect the ball.
Yeah, that would be Levi Thompson.
Or Levi Thompson, the running back. Man, I like what I saw. That's certainly correctable on protecting the ball.
Yeah. I mean, he wanted to hit the guy, and he did.
That's my point.
Yeah.
I mean, he said, I think I'll try to juke or go around this guy. No.
He tried to go through him.
He must be good in math. He realizes the shortest distance is from one point to the next is a straight line. And, just protect the ball. That's all. That can be fixed.
So Clintonville's ball at the Ripon 18-yard line, first down and 10. Oh, it's a low snap,
Fumble.
And it's still loose out there.
Penalty marker in the end zone.
And a penalty marker in the end zone, I just see. The touchdown by Clintonville tonight was by their quarterback, Zach Johnson, who had an 18-yard run. He's been all over the field tonight as well. The penalty is a dead ball foul, illegal substitution against Ripon.
Penalty being called against the Tigers.
So that'll be 5 yards.
I was thinking I was fortunate to be on a team that played in the state championship in high school, and I would have liked to have a lesser talented opponent at the time.
Hey, that makes 2 of us.
Yeah, they beat us.
They
beat,
played in a state high school championship game.
They knew. I knew they were good because they had their last names were on their jerseys, so we knew they were good.
All right, handoff. Oh!
Hello.
Christian Ebert, the freshman, he just got pancaked by the Ripon Tiger defender.
I think it was 24.
I think that was Levi Thompson again. Yeah, he's not happy. He fumbled the ball. So he tried to get it back with that hit.
Yeah, he's that's the thing. You can play with a lot of passion and emotion on defense. You got to be a little more definitely under control on the offensive side of things.
Well, the officials will give him a gain of 1.
Fun.
So 2nd down, 9.
I don't know how he got that.
I don't either. But here's a quarterback running to the right.
I thought he lost
and he's going to get to the 15-yard line is Parker Soldner.
Who was that?
Another freshman.
I didn't see who that was gnawing on his leg.
Was that number 7, Everett Rhines?
It was either 7 or 26. It was either Carter Bell or Rhines.
Carter Bell, just a freshman,
15-yard line.
plays on the junior varsity. He ran the ball very hard on Monday.
His father was an outstanding athlete.
Yeah, wrestler Jim. Yep.
And good football player in his own right.
Yep. He was in my son Jordan's class, the class of, let me think now, 2007, I believe it was. All right. That's a gain of 2, 3rd down, 7, and what do we have? A timeout by Clintonville, and I think that's the 3rd and final charge timeout for the Truckers. Well, Marty, next week, Ripon goes to Waupun, and now this game, of course, a blowout here at 54-6. Waupun, also a program, somewhat on the rise. the last couple of years. You know,
that's
they've
exactly
won
right. I would say
4 games winning now.
I would say in the last 3 seasons we've seen
a lot of improvement.
Them, rising out of the ashes and getting their football program.
So that'll be a challenge for Ripon, really kind of a measurement to see where are we at here.
No, you're exactly right.
So that game will be next Friday night.
Expect a physical game.
I think so. Last time we were there, remember, it poured rain the whole game.
Yeah, and you parked about
a mile away.
Where'd you park, in Pickett or something? Yeah.
All right, 3rd and 7. John back to pass. Soldner into the end zone. Intercepted by the Tigers. And that's going to be Dylan Martina with the interception.
Jump ball. And
it was.
Dylan is a good jumper.
He did indeed make that catch into the end zone. So that'll bring the ball out to the 20.
Another statistic that'll go on the records and the stat sheets. Yeah, congratulations to Ripon. I mean, when you've labored, of course, this is Coach Selgrad's second season, but we've been watching this for over a decade. Yeah,
I'm going to go back on that, and I think that the interception was by 17, Will Dragalovic.
Okay.
I thought 11, but he was so far away.
I couldn't see.
I think it was 17. Will Dragalovic made the interception. He's just a freshman.
Yeah.
So way to go, Will.
I'm glad to get these younger guys in there. Both teams are. I mean, you always want to get more people in there in these situations at the varsity level, giving them that experience, and so they're not as wowed next time they're in there.
Penalty was against Ripon, so it's 1st and 15 now. Again, Huber, the quarterback, awaits the snap, and another penalty. Ripon moved at the line of scrimmage.
False start being called against the Tigers.
So that's too bad. So that'll move them back 5 more to make it 1st and 20. Going the wrong way here, fellas.
But
they're young kids.
No, this is what's going on. They're lack inexperience.
Yep.
1 minute, 10 seconds.
All right, Odin Huber waits the snap out of the shotgun. And he's got it, but another false start against Ripon. The clock is continuing to run here. Ripon's trying to get a couple of plays off, but they're unable to do so. 3 straight penalties against the Tigers. Now back to the 5. Wow, to make it 1st down and 25 now. All right. Let's see if we can get a play run here, fellas. 30 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. All right, Huber hands the ball off, and trying to get some yardage was the Tigers, and I think that was Carter Bell, and no doing. Loss of about 2 yards there, but that'll be the last play of the game, and the Ripon Tigers are celebrating a huge victory here tonight over the Clintonville Truckers, and that puts their record now 1 win and 1 loss. They're at the 500 mark, and it's been a while since you can say that, but a big win for Ripon tonight, Marty, 54-6.
We've been waiting for this, and we saw signs of it a little bit last season, saw a little bit improvement last week, and then they happened to come across an opponent that's struggling with numbers and upperclassmen. And Ripon was, I dare say, I don't care who the opponent was going to be, Ripon was going to play physical football tonight.
Yeah.
And they caught the right team at the wrong time from their perspective, from Clintonville's perspective. I'm just glad for Ripon and the program and the coaching staff and the student body that maybe this is a good sign of things to come this season. It's going to take a few more games to find out exactly what we got, right?
Yeah.
And but boy, let's enjoy it while we can. And you and I are going to be with Riley and everybody else. We're going to be in Waupun next Friday evening, a week from tomorrow, to open up conference play against a formidable opponent. So.
Yep, I agree. Yeah. And, the big news of the night was Eric Cumber with 6 touchdown runs here tonight. And kudos not only to him, but that whole Ripon offense.
Yeah, that's going to be in the record books, guaranteed. I don't know where exactly, but it's going to be up there for sure.
Yeah. So, again, the big victory. Clintonville will drop to 0-2. They play next at Shiocton. And as Marty mentioned, Ripon will play next at Waupun. We are so glad that you've been watching and listening here at youtube.com/Ripon channel. Our final score was the Ripon Tigers 54 and the Clintonville Truckers 6. For Marty Ernzer, I'm Lynn Krause. Hope that you enjoy your Labor Day weekend, and we'll talk to you next Friday night. So thank you for listening and watching to Ripon Tigers Football.